So now these fish seem to be settling in beautiful, and all we have left to do is watch. We need to be keeping an eye on them and making sure that they're getting along. Now, if we're seeing aggression, particularly with any older tank mates, one thing that really helps is giving the tank a big rearrange. Now, on the basis that we just rearranged this tank, that should really help. And then giving the fish a little bit of a small, regular feed. And don't get upset if they don't eat straight away, because sometimes fish take a little bit of time to settle in. And as I say, this guy looks like he's trying to eat. Keep the feeding quite low for the first even week when you first introduce new fish. And it's very good to keep an eye on your ammonia and nitrite levels in particular when adding new fish. But they seem to be settling in very nicely. So the French angel is very busily looking for something to eat already, foraging around, looking for something yummy. He looks like he's found a feather worm or something there to eat. Blue tang's not causing us any trouble at this stage. He's a big fella, so we definitely had some concerns about how he would accept the new tank mates in. This guy looks like he's come straight in looking for dinner. So anyway, definitely all signs look very good at this stage. Now, particularly if you've got so many beautiful fish in your tank, just be aware that these open-topped aquariums, they look awesome, but it's not so fun when you get a very expensive fish on the floor. So what you can do, if you don't want glass lids, is you can get these tops. Helps to keep the fish in the tank, because it's certainly heartbreaking when they jump out. And somehow, it's always your favourite fish or the most expensive fish that jumps out. Just reminds me of a time when I was at a customer's house and he had an open top tank and he had a gem tang in there. And I said to him, you know, you're a bit crazy. You've got an open top tank with a $5,000 gem tang in there. And he said, well, so have you. You've got an open top tank with a $5,000 gem tang and yours seem okay. And I went, yeah, good point. But I said, mine is very well established. But then that same day that I'd told him to be careful because his $5,000 fish might jump out, my $5,000 fish jumped out. So therefore, doesn't matter how settled your fish are, them jumping out is always a risk. And you're never too old to cry when a $5,000 fish jumps out.